Greetings. Okay, all right, we do a short channeling here. Somebody's here. Somebody's got their tail here. Spirit still it. Hopefully she doesn't turn on the background. Look at that. She's on a mission. Yeah, you can pet her like you play a guitar. Not sure what's going on here. Planet Earth lost in space. And the space arc. I guess it's some kind of alien ship underwater, something like that. I don't know. Some people are just huge on their space arcs. It's funny to talk about stuff, but you can't prove any of it. But more power to you. You can get you on big TV, radio shows and all that. It's like, okay, whatever. As long as you have a big following, who cares? It's like channeling the Federation of Worlds. Probably a bunch of parasites, but whatever. They're probably a bunch of narcissistic parasites. So I guess they have a lot of nice looking versions of themselves there. So it's like Hollywood. Alien Hollywood, the Galactic Federations of Worlds. That's nice. More power to them on that one. So the planet Earth lost in space. I mean, some like it being lost here. Obviously, they like a challenge. People don't realize what they're getting themselves into. Or some of us that are incarnated here, the beings here don't even want us here. Trust me, I don't want to be here either. But this is my mission, apparently. So, I think this world's in the last place I'd incarnate on, but whatever. So, you'd be surprised what they did to kick you out of here. Or they can't kick you out, but they can try to. So, but if you have a mission, you got to do what you got to do, right? I guess. Hopefully it's all worth it. Space Ark is just it's a ship underwater, and what just happened to vibrations and just kind of give you whatever it needs to say. I guess some of them are underwater, but they're all over the place. It's like a mothership to some level. Just another way of calling it a spaceship, basically. I don't think they have to be underwater. They can be if they want to be, but whatever. We're humanizing everything, so we just do what we gotta do. We feel like it's our way or the highway, I guess, right? Okay. All right. I got inventory comment prep sessions. Scheduler. We have the shop here. And we have Priscilla. Hopefully she doesn't tear it on the background. She already tore it down once. No. It's coming back over here. No. Yeah, go. Yeah. Put you on a leash. Next thing you know, she'll be crawling on. And Frizzy's sleeping. So, okay. All right. All right. Going to planet Earth, lost in space. So just take different, take that wording and kind of see, different ways of looking at that. So, all right. Blessings. Brings me to Earth consciousness. So basically, the Earth is, yes, as you can see, connected to all of you. So you technically all have your own versions of Earth. And yes, of course, you're going by the same, it all pretty much looks the same, but it's like you're all experiencing it differently. Not one person's ever the same. There might be some somewhat similarities. Of course, it's always going to look the same. exterior. It's going to, mountains and all the terrain. Sometimes some of you might see something a little bit different than others due to your, dimensional connection. Or you can see other worlds, aliens, and so on. You can even like look into the Earth and literally see another planet there. And it's not always the Earth, or even see space itself. Like you kind of seeing through the Earth. It's seeing through the Earth itself. Depending on your frequency of what you need for your journey. So sometimes you can't help just being yourself by seeing these other places. But as to the Earth itself, is it a lost planet? Well, the beings that are here, you can say not all, but a lot of them are. Well, yes, warning, but quite a few are lost and not. It's like they know that they want this world for their growth, but when they get here, they don't know what to do with it. So they kind of sit for a while or their whole life. That's not a wrong path at all. At least you're searching. So search away. And if you don't find what you're looking for, that's why you come back. So that's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's difficult being lost, yes. But the world really has actually sympathy for you to just, it's like, here's this planet. So many beings are excited to get here, and once they get here, they don't know what to do. They think they do, but not really. Especially those that are very connected to the astral realms. They just feel like they can master this world. It's like, oh, I'm going to be king of the planets. And they get here, it's like, what did I come here for again? They literally just, it doesn't mean you're getting lazy and just forgetting. It's just like when you get here, your priorities change. So it's not the same for everyone. Those that really need to find themselves. I mean, really, like, you could be in higher dimensions and truly just dislike yourself. And it's like, and you even tell yourself to come here to really deal with your problems, even just mundane situations, like self-love. Let's put it that way. If you have difficulties with self-love and other realities coming here, and just doing mundane, dinner, shower, whatever. The job is like sometimes you need those little simple things just to eventually, just every day, hopefully like yourself a little bit more. If not, you got more days of just doing the same thing. It's not there to torture you. It's not there to, I mean, yeah, you can always do something different, change your routine. That's all right. But you'd be surprised how, it's different for everybody here. Once again, we can't go into all the details of everyone's incarnation. Yeah, we'd be here for 1 billion years. We're going to go through like pieces of it. So there is also higher dimensional Earths that some of you are tapping into, that some of you are actually from. And so you come here thinking you can kick this world right into that reality. And your lesson is that's not how it works. It's like, as you can see, you can kick this world. You can do whatever you want. It's still the same. And that's the lesson there. And it's probably a good one to just let that one be. But obviously you can see men are obsessed with the new Earth. Well, they feel like what they experience, everyone else should experience. And the rest of the world's like, just get out of here. So, and there's a lot of delusional creation here, of course, too. And that's the other. Delusional energies are, successful people can be very delusional also. It's just another aspect of life. Sometimes it's better just to live your life with goggles on and just live in a land of bliss. Eventually, reality will come back to you in different ways. The chaos of the world currently, like the news cycles. There's so many souls here that just hate each other. Not necessarily galactic families. I mean, there is that here. There's Orions. But it's funny, though. Like, there are Orion groups here. Yeah, some of them, they hate each other. Yes, there are elite families that just can't stand each other. But then you have just your regular people that are in the media that just can't stand each other either. Yes, it's like high school. Or it's like, yeah, it's adolescence. But it's because they're adults, society just looks the other way. Oh, they're adults acting like children. But apparently the society is not really, it's like, yeah, they got to get it out of their system. There's so many of them that still have to get out of their system. that's why alien groups don't like your world, because it's just too much clutter. Yeah, it's a lot of, and not, I mean, yes, the lower dimensions are difficult, but it's just yes, the high school side of it. It's like, this is why you have like certain beings that, like, you have an alien group, like a plating. That's why you have a representative to like listen to all the crying and be able to stomach it. And just do it on an intellectual, just a diplomatic way. Imagine some of you can relate to that. It's like, yeah, you could have that job. But then you're here listening to it, hearing, not that many of you pay attention, but we're just saying, if you see it, it's just, and some, those that can deal with this world, always, yes, it's crying. Like I said, it's not the hard ways, all levels of it. But so it's like, as the soul grows, it's like, I want this, I want that. Things, everyone should do what I want to do. Like, they want the world to do is follow their path, and then this other side wants the other thing. It's all these different agendas. Follow me, follow me. So, everyone, so many people are pulling you in all different directions to follow their agendas. There's like 20 main agendas. And of course, you have these higher weights. They're all, them are just pretty quiet, actually. Watching all this. Is it humorous? Yes and no. They get tired of it too, but they know that this is what society needs for its growth. So, like the Elon Musk energies, well, he actually is putting truth out there, but sometimes you have to act like a teenager to really get people's attention. Not that he wants to do that, but sometimes you have to, kind of play a little bit of the bully or the smart ass in the, in the field. You just, not that you want to, just to give you some aspect of that. That was another way of looking at it. Not that anyone cares, but just to give you a different point of view. So, yeah, just, and those of you are just here to learn, like you incarnate into the university and just do your studies, which is good. And just let the intellectuals tear each other apart. Of course, you have all the different alien groups here. Like I said, a lot of them are just, there are alien groups that are just like being tattletales and like children. You see that here. Those that feel like you're like astrally saving the world. Well, some of you actually have done that in previous lifetimes, and sometimes you're kind of addicted to it. You feel like you're still doing it now, and maybe there's some reality that you did create where you're always saving the earth in some level, and you can get kind of trapped there. Soul growth. But yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into that. So let's see. Brings you the energies of the space arc frequency. The space arc is basically, it's whatever you want it to be. I mean, you can make your own version of it. You can make it a desert arc. You can make, it does. They do have, capabilities. Yes, go into the water. They don't. That's a human term actually, but it's either way. It's kind of like a half mothership. Yes, it can be also like a laboratory. Some can call it a my lab. There are arcs like that. Kind of like sphere type of the energies. We'll just call it that. Of course, in my labs, there's other versions of Earth where it's just the whole world's a government my lab, which is not pleasant. But the space arc frequency is basically taking alien technology and just adapting to work. Like, you create a boat for the water, or for the desert, you have a automobile. You have, what you need for the desert. So the arc can be made for, it can made, yes, to go under the desert. Of course, it's multidimensional. But you can also prepare for how far it can go underground. Of course, you're non-physical, but still, it does barriers where you can only go so far. It's kind of like you can advance it to where you need it to do, especially as just for research, things like that. Reptilian beings have their own, those that are trying to control reality. They have like a broken down version of a space arc energy. I mean, it's funny that like, it's like a malevolent, we'll just use reptilians for example. If they're all angry at everybody and feel like the world owes them and all that, their ship feels the same way. Like their ship is angry. Like we're all just a bunch of angry toads here. And it might work somewhat does, somewhat does not. It's a reflection of themselves. But for the plating, a lot more lighter frequencies. But it's true. The lighter frequency beings know that they have their vulnerabilities too. Yes, some might have like a strange quirk or kind of a dark vice that can be manipulated by other beings. And sometimes does work. For example, so you have some of you are very, this is probably old news, but we're just going to it anyway. So this isn't just on a space arc, you'd be on any spaceship. We'll just go from the alien angle of it. So like a crew before you get on a ship normally, you just kind of scan each other, kind of see like, what's your vulnerabilities? Is there a weak link here? And sometimes you can guard it, you can protect your ship, like truly, like, nobody's perfect. They're not judging each other. It's just, infiltrators can come from anywhere. When you're in space, a planet, a parasite being can come. There's 5D parasites too. There's all kinds of, you've seen Alien. So it doesn't mean every reality has to have that exist. It's funny that the realities that live in a bubble can only live in that bubble for so long. Eventually they have to kind of like, the new car smell eventually goes away. And eventually have to just, connect with yourself. But yes, you can go into reality. You can just live in kind of like a vanilla reality for a while. But when you're just like more real with yourselves, if you have crew members that have some quirky darkness, yes, they can be infiltrated. Like, you have a crew member that's, has whatever, like a dark sense of music or whatever, drug addiction, whatever it is. An entity can literally take them over depending on the situation. So they're just walking around like your friend or crew member, but not somebody else. Depending on the vibrations on your ship, hopefully, somebody picks up on the change of frequency. But then again, sometimes they can just do a little bit. The left hand's doing this, or the right hand is doing something else. Get your, cause a nebula issue or something to get your attention, so that way something can come in, swoop in, and do something. So give you some idea of how that works. So it'd be interesting, like on your planet, of course, man, so many infightings here. Even in the spiritual communities, there's a lot of ego energies, which is almost humorous because those are the heavy egos in the spiritual community just want to control others. They're usually the ones with the most insecurity. Of course, they try to hide it, but as we see it all. But it'd be fascinating for you to become more part of like protecting your energy, individually throughout the world. It would be fascinating to see that one day. It's not accepted, obviously, on a massive level. Will it ever be? It's going to be a very long time. It can happen, yes. Culture, everything has to change here, though. You can't live the world that you're living now. Like the materialism really has to become very less. You don't need it anymore. And there's many here that can't live without it. So they're just trapped mentally here. Well, yeah. So there are those that incarnate here to make sure materialism continues forever. So not that you're here to like save the world and stop that, but it's a process here. It's like, okay, we'll just stay out of it, so that there's beings who are just obsessed with material. This not just technologies, could be clothing, whatever it might be. They're just obsessed with it. Obviously, some of you are connected to the higher dimensional energies and you're obsessed with non-physical, and the physical is kind of like the worst thing ever. Yeah, especially when your body that smells, body it's falling apart, defecating, and so on. It's just very it's almost like living in a horror movie, being in a human body, as if you know. But necessary, not just for warning, but what you can bring to this world, what you can teach it. Even if you're just with your family, friends, you might know one person or two. Doesn't matter. As some of you know. Yeah, you work astrally, you're here. you made it. And yes, it might not be easy. Yeah, and this might be like the worst life ever because you're in a physical body that is just not doing what you'd like it to do. But many chose this incarnation cycle. They, yes, maybe are trapped here to just help things along. You know, just to help the free. Just any warning, you're getting something back too. It just might always show itself. Yeah, we'll leave you with that.